welcome back to another vlog. Should we show them what we did last night?
Oh, the garland.
Yes, the garland.
Oh, is it going? All right, sorry, it is a Sunday morning here, but it's starting to look like Christmas.
Merry Christmas! We got garland all the way around here, down the banister. In the last vlog, we were trying to figure out what we wanted to do with the garland, and we ended up deciding not to do this side because it was just way too expensive. Too much.
We got this.
I love it. I think this is like the epitome of what I want our house to be like on Christmas. Yeah. Like just the...
I think how long is this? It's 8 times 3 times 2, 8 times 5.
40. 40 feet.
40 feet of garland. Impressive.
So we started off our morning playing some Mario Kart together, and now I think Steven's actually gonna go play some more games, but his games without me.
No.
Correct.
Oh. That's what I was gonna do. But now the day's already dragging on a little.
Yeah, what time is it? Hold on. It's 10:30,
So my plan right now is actually, so I was cleaning out the cars yesterday, but it got too dark. So now this morning I gotta finish. So my car, I just got the front row, I gotta finish vacuuming and detailing, and then your car, I'm gonna give it a quick vacuum.
Well, I appreciate that, thank you.
Yeah.
I think I am gonna go on the Peloton bike because now, I haven't even talked about this in a vlog. At my last ultrasound appointment, I was cleared with my subchorionic hematoma. It is totally reabsorbed, totally healed. I am back to normal, good as new, and so happy because that was something that was definitely causing me a lot of stress and worry and concern. And so I wasn't on bed rest or anything, but I had been on pelvic rest, which they also included in that not doing Peloton and not taking baths. Yeah. And those are two of my favorite things, is riding Peloton and taking baths. So maybe I'll take advantage of both of those things today.
Yeah. And also, you know like how YouTube has like cards and you can click on them? Wow, click here to watch the wedding video.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
There's the gang.
All right, anyways,
I have a date with the vacuum.
Yes, you do. And you know what I should show them before I hop on Peloton? The new ultrasound photo.
Has it not been shown yet?
That has not been shown yet. I know.
And I guess if you don't follow Sierra on Instagram, you didn't see it.
You may have seen it on Instagram. Also today, I am 14 weeks and 1 day, which sounds like so far along to me.
It sounds far and then it doesn't.
I know.
I'm like, 0 weeks, 14 weeks, that's crazy. And then I'm like, oh, but it's so far away from 40.
Yeah, because we still have 26 weeks to go, which is a lot. But weird to think that I'm not that far off from being halfway through. And I'm in my 2nd trimester, which is crazy.
Hashtag 2nd trimester.
I love you. So I've been keeping this baby box with all of the baby stuff that we've had so far. So a couple of our friends gave us some clothes when we found out the sex, which was so sweet. We haven't bought anything yet, but I think we might start buying stuff soon. And then we have all the ultrasound photos, my pregnancy test, all that kind of stuff. Brewster, are you sad you're not the star of this vlog? Hi, Angel. Have they been fed?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you have no reason to bark. You just want attention, okay? Okay, so this folded up one right here. I cannot believe how clear these photos are, but these are the 3D ultrasound photos from my 13-week scan. Look at that. That is, that's my little girl. That's my little baby. But things are looking good from that 13-week scan. They do some measurements to test for chromosomal abnormalities, and then they also check on the development of the different organs that they can see. I got to see like her heart, her liver, her brain, her kidneys, her spine, like so wild. And the 3D ultrasound especially, I think they said at my doctor's office they had just gotten a new machine, and it was definitely the most high-tech scan I had ever seen. To see her like moving and bending her arm in that 3D like the photo was so incredible, and having these photos is so special. And this top one, that's my lock screen. All right, so I am gonna go ahead and put on my workout clothes and do some Peloton. Whew, all right, Peloton ride is done, but you probably can't hear me because the fan's really loud. All right. So as of today, I am 5 rides away from hitting 100 rides. Since I got the Peloton bike over summer and did that main channel video where I did like a 30-day review of it, I have seen a lot of comments and DMs and questions asking like, okay, after the video, after the 30-day period, do you still use it? Do you still like it? What's the update on the Peloton? So I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna drink some water, towel off first, and then I'll tell you my more long-term thoughts on the Peloton bike. Okay, so update on the Peloton bike. If you saw that first video that I did back over the summer, I think I posted it in July. Out of that first 30 days, I think I had like 26 days where I rode the Peloton bike, so I was pretty consistent. And after that video finished, I continued using it a lot, usually like every other day, sometimes every day if I was feeling extra motivated. And then in September, when I got pregnant, that was one of the things I asked my doctor about at my first OB appointment, was what kind of exercise should I be doing? What kind of things should I avoid in exercise? And specifically, I have a Peloton bike. I really enjoy doing spin. Can I keep doing that in pregnancy? And everyone's doctor might tell them something different, but what my OB told me was that she actually recommends stationary bikes as a really good exercise to do during pregnancy because the risk of falling is really minimal. Like if you're cycling outside, or even if you're just like jogging or hiking outside, you can hit something in the road, you can slip, you can trip. And so the main issue is that you could fall and hurt yourself. But with stationary bikes, you are locked in. So the risk of falling off the bike is not high, and you're not laying on your back, you're not laying on your stomach. So it's a pretty safe thing, she said, to do during pregnancy, and she recommends it. And I was really glad to hear that because especially in early pregnancy when I was so nauseous, trying to go on like a hike or a walk and being outdoors in the summer heat was not fun. But being able to do like a 10-15 minute short, low impact ride on the bike, it was easier for me to get some movement into my day and just capitalize on like short periods of time where I wasn't feeling so nauseous. And honestly, I think if I hadn't had the Peloton bike, I think my movement in the first 6 or 7 weeks of pregnancy would have been really minimal because I was just so nauseous. And then shortly after that is when I was diagnosed with the subchorionic hematoma, and my doctor recommended that if I want to be extra safe, I should stay off the Peloton bike until it heals up, just because that can be a little jarring to the pelvic region. And so up until last week when I got the news that that had healed, I wasn't cycling at all, and I still wanted to be active, especially since I wasn't nauseous anymore. And so I was walking every day. I was just walking in my neighborhood, going on little hikes, and it was fun. It was enjoyable. I like getting outside, especially now that it's actually starting to cool down. But when I got cleared at the appointment that they were like, yeah, you're good, you're off pelvic rest, you can take baths, you can go on the Peloton bike, I was like, I am so excited. And when I got put on pelvic rest, I think I was at like 89 rides. And the 100th ride is a big deal with Peloton because they actually send you your Centurion shirt, like your 100 ride shirt. They send you a free t-shirt when you hit 100 rides. So I feel like that was kind of like a big milestone in my head that I really wanted to hit. And I was getting so close to it before I was told I shouldn't ride anymore. And so now I'm like, I'm so close. I'm at 95 rides. Wait, 95? Yes, 95. And I have to say, I still love the Peloton as much as I did when I first got it. Because it was so expensive, I was a little worried that it was gonna end up being a waste of money, in that I would get it, I would use it for that video, and then it would kind of, you know, sit in the corner, collect dust. I would maybe use it every now and then. But 5 months later, and I'm still really consistent with it now that I'm able to get back on. I still really look forward to it. I enjoy it. I feel like because they're always adding new classes, I don't really get bored or get into like a monotonous cycle. And especially because they started adding more Broadway classes. When I filmed that first video, there were like 3 Broadway classes, and I would just do those same ones over and over again because I'm a very musically motivated person. And if I'm listening to music that I know and love and can jam out to, I can go so much harder. And now they've added more Broadway rides. They added a Hamilton ride, which is like my favorite. And one thing that has been harder with Peloton since being pregnant is just, you know, it is very numbers focused in some ways. You're trying to beat your personal record. You're trying to make your way up on the leaderboard. And so it shows you your personal record for past rides of that length. And now that I'm pregnant, I am going slower. I'm doing more low impact stuff. I'm pacing myself more. You know, pre-pregnancy, I was pushing myself and I was trying to always one-up myself and beat my personal record. And I'm a very competitive person, and I've just kind of had to remind myself and to get it through my head that I should not be trying to beat my personal record. I should be focusing on slow movement and consistent movement and not getting my heart rate up too high. And exercise in pregnancy is really important. You know, it's great to be moving my body, but I should not be going as hard as I was pre-pregnancy. And sometimes I don't feel that same like successful accomplishment feeling after a ride because my output is so much lower than my personal record for a ride that length. And I'm like, oh man, I wasn't even close. Like, why am I not being able to do this as well? But I'm like, no, I'm 14 weeks pregnant. There's a reason for this. And I do think that's one thing to be cautious of if you're thinking of getting a Peloton bike, is just, it is kind of number centric, which can be really motivating. And I really enjoyed pre-pregnancy, but if you're someone who can sometimes struggle with like exercise addiction or pushing yourself too hard, that's definitely something to watch out for. And the only other con I would really say is just the price. It is really expensive up front, and then you have to pay the monthly membership fee. But for me personally, I think the pros have definitely outweighed the cons over this past 5 months. It's so convenient, it's fun, it makes it easy for me to get some movement in my day, and it gives me a little bit more of like a gym experience that I haven't had for a really long time because of the pandemic. But here's my thing. If you're considering getting a Peloton bike, or it looks really interesting to you, but you don't want to spend that hefty price tag, here's what I think is honestly just as good as the Peloton and way cheaper. Get any spin bike, doesn't matter. You can get a secondhand one on Facebook Marketplace for a couple $100, or even at places like Costco, they have brand new cheaper bikes for like $200-300 sometimes. And then take your phone or your iPad or your tablet and mount it onto the bike. And then you can pay for the monthly Peloton membership without actually having the bike. And that's what's really so great about Peloton. Like, the bike is cool, it's a very nice bike, but at the end of the day, there isn't that much of a difference between the Peloton bike and any other bike. It's really about the classes. That's what's so cool, having those instructors, having the different rides. And you can get the Peloton membership on your personal device without the bike, and I think right now it's about $13 a month. And bing bang boom, you have your own Peloton bike essentially, but you paid like a quarter of the price. So that's what I would recommend doing if you don't want to spend that much on it, but it looks really interesting to you. I personally have really enjoyed the Peloton. I definitely recommend it. And I think it's helped me to be more active and to be more consistent, and to not get bored of just sitting on a bike and spinning my legs every day. It's been good. I've enjoyed it. It's been good exercise for pregnancy. I don't know how long I'll be able to do it. My doctor said I can do it as long as it's comfortable. She said some women by like the 6th, 7th, or 8th month, their belly will start to get to the point that it really like hinders their movement on the bike, and then that's when you stop. But right now, I feel like it's good. I really enjoy it. And there you go. That is my almost 100th ride update on the Peloton bike. I'm gonna go shower. So it is a good couple hours later now, and Steven and I, for the past, I think like hour and a half, we're actually talking. Do you wanna tell them?
Baby names.
Baby names. Yeah. Now, go ahead.
Right. I'll say, because so now a couple of weeks ago, we did a light dive, like right over dinner or something like that. It was very quick.
It was right after we found out the sex, because then we kind of felt like, okay, we know it's a girl, so let's start talking name ideas.
We had a collection of names that we just thought up of immediately, and then one of them we're like, oh yeah, maybe we'll try it out. Why not? And then so that's been a couple weeks now.
We've been referring to her as that name. It's our, I'd say it's our. Would you say it's our front runner? Yeah,
sure, why not? Yeah. It's just one that we're leaning towards. I'd say leaning towards, not front runner. And then today we did like, oh, and here's Bella. Today we did a deep dive. We went through a lot of names. We
went through a ton of lists and apps, and just were like, okay, this name, this name, this name.
To make a long story short, our original front runner, the one we're leaning towards, is still the one we're leaning towards after all that, which is a good sign. So it's been tested a little bit. I think we're gonna continue vibing.
So we have one name that we both like, we both feel good about. I feel like that, you know, if we had to choose a name right now, it would be that. But then comes the whole issue of middle names.
Which is a whole nother ball game, and we didn't get as into. We kind of like started stirring the pot. I suggested sweet, sweet Bella.
Steven wants to give our daughter the middle name Bella.
I thought it would be so like touching, and Sierra just laughed at me.
What about Bruiser? We can't give, well, first of all, I don't want my daughter to be named after my dog. I love my sweet dog, but two different camps. Second, what about poor Bruiser? You can't name after Bella, not Bruiser.
She's okay. She actually enjoys being left out. Is how she rolls.
So we talked through more names. We got a little bit into middle names, but I think we'll put a pin in this conversation for now. Yep. I feel good about our front runner name though. I don't know. It wasn't like a standout for me at first, but the more we say it and the more we talk about it, I'm like, I really like this name.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. We're leaning towards it. And middle name is we got a lot of homework to do, so.
But another thing, I've seen a lot of questions about this. A lot of people asking if we're gonna announce the name before she's born.
Yeah, which the plan is not to do so.
Yes, we are not going to be announcing her name before birth. Also, I don't even think for us, we're gonna like 100% decide on the name before birth. We'll have the name that we think we're gonna do, but she might be born and we might be like, yeah, no, this name, it's not her.
We'll have some backups. And then once you see it. Once we
see her.
Once we see her, we'll be like, that is for sure a Bella.
This is a Bella. This is a sweet little Bella. Then the other thing we talked about was actually our Thanksgiving plans, because usually on Thanksgiving, we do a big thing with aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents. It's like a whole hoopla. But with COVID, you know, that's not really safe, that's not really possible. And so instead, what we're gonna do this year is just have Steven's parents over, and we're actually gonna cook a whole Thanksgiving dinner. Steven's parents have been isolating, and we've been isolating, so we feel pretty good and safe seeing them, Bella.
Bella, that's not COVID safe.
I can't look like
she's part of the family. Steven and Sierra and Bella, IRL.
And Bruiser down there.
That's his Bella's butt. Okay.
So we're doing a whole Thanksgiving meal, and we made a shopping list of all the things that we need to buy, and then in a little bit we're gonna go to the grocery store and do, oh, now you settle down.
No.
And do all of our shopping. So I'm gonna do mashed potatoes and green beans and vegetarian stuffing and vegetarian gravy. Steven's gonna do, what are you doing?
Everything else.
A turkey.
Turkey, I insisted on cranberry sauce. I'm a very, very big cranberry guy. I've never made it like fresh. I've just always been a canned guy, so I'm excited to actually try making it.
I'm actually really excited. It's obviously gonna be a very different Thanksgiving. We're also gonna do like a virtual game night in the evening with Steven's brother and his brother's girlfriend who live up north. So I feel like as far as a COVID holiday goes, this actually feels like kind of a big deal. I'm really excited, even though it's small.
Yeah, it'd be nice. And it'd be nice having work off and, you know.
And maybe it's because of pregnancy and just being extra excited for all the yummy food, but I'm really excited to host and to cook, and the camera's about to die, so.
So we're gonna head out and buy some stuff, and I guess we'll grab another battery and bring your kids along.
Yeah! Okay, so here is the list of what we're cooking and then what we need to buy. We are starting, where, Steven?
Target.
Target. We are going to Target for some of the more like cooking gadget-y stuff. Like we need a bigger pan because we've never cooked a turkey before, so this is new for us. And then we're also, after this, gonna go to Sprouts to get most of the groceries and vegetables and stuff.
A nice intro roasting set. And
yeah, this is like exactly what we need, what the internet said we need. Like a pan with the roasting rack on top. All right, we got the stuffing and the vegetable broth and vegetable stock that are gonna be used for a couple things, but the stuffing being one of them. And we decided that Steven is no longer gonna make a turkey stuffing, and we're just gonna do one stuffing, and I will make it vegetarian. So all that means is vegetable broth instead of chicken broth.
not again. Toilet paper and paper towels. All gone.
That is one thing we will not be fulfilling.
Sounds like I'll be making some early morning runs again.
It's all back to like March and April again with the toilet paper shortages. Look at this giant thing of minced garlic I found. Wow. With the amount of garlic I go through, I kind of feel like we should just get the big one.
Go for it.
And Steven is picking a wine, which I will not be drinking. Ooh, should I get like a sparkling cider or something fun for me? Or should I just drink water?
I think you don't like sparkling cider.
Yeah, I think I just like the idea of sparkling cider. Can I just put water in a wine glass?
Christmas.
Christmas! The Christmas section at Target is Steven's natural weakness. Another one of Steven's natural weaknesses.
Sprouts time.
And done! That is all the Thanksgiving stuff we need, I think.
Well, you're forgetting one thing.
Oh yeah, they didn't have turkey, so we're gonna try one more store. All right, we went to Stater Bros. Steven is checking to see if they have turkey right now, and look what I just found. They have toilet paper. We're gonna have toilet paper. All right, so we're a little late on the turkeys here too. All right, so we are home now. It is the evening. Yeah. We watched some Netflix and Steven worked on building his Lego Millennium Falcon.
Lego.
So, what is the plan for the rest of the evening. I have a little bit of work to do. It's like 8 o'clock right now. I have a little bit of work to do, and I also want to like take a bath and do some skincare. That sounds really nice. What are you trying to do? I also want to try and like tidy up a little bit, do some dishes. Half the groceries are still sitting on the counter. As soon as we got home, we put away all the like perishable refrigerator stuff, but then like everything else that doesn't need to be refrigerated is
bottle of wine, chips, potatoes, cranberries,
staring at us from the counter. So I'll put that stuff away. And what are you trying to do?
I'll do the dishes, and then we're gonna get to bed early today.
Yes.
We have a nice early morning. So maybe I'll read my book that I have
for
like 20 minutes, and then we're going to bed.
All right, cool. That sounds like a plan.
Pretty easy.
Should we go ahead and wrap up the vlog then?
Yeah, because the rest will be...
You know, we got to tell them what you decided about the turkey.
There's no decision on the turkey. We don't have a turkey yet. Did we already say that?
No, we did not say that yet. Last we showed was that there was no turkeys at Stater Brothers.
There was no turkeys anywhere we tried, besides Target, which now I'm kind of tempted just to go back there. But I think I'm gonna try again tomorrow morning, and then we'll just see when the next plan is.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't affect me if there's no turkey since I'm a vegetarian, but I feel like for you and your mom and your dad, you gotta have a turkey for the traditional Thanksgiving.
Yeah, no one is too excited about turkey, but it's just what you have to do. It's just the name of the game. It's a Thanksgiving tradition.
See, to me, the Thanksgiving tradition is my dad's famous mashed potatoes, which I will be making.
Mashed potatoes.
I also found a new recipe that I have not tried for a vegetarian onion gravy.
Onion gravy?
Yeah. We got all the stuff for it. You don't think that sounds good?
It sounds good, but it sounds strange. I don't know what it's gonna look like.
Well, you said you're also gonna make turkey gravy. So if the onion gravy doesn't pan out, it won't be the end of the world for you three.
I got a chihuahua trying to eat my toes.
Would that be you, Missy? Or you, Missy?
All right.
I think that is gonna be it for the vlog today. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and we will see you. I don't think we're gonna vlog on Thanksgiving, so we'll probably
see you next time.
Next time, whenever that is.
Bye.
Bye. And it is time for me to not procrastinate anymore and put the groceries away.